The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stewart Information Services Corporation, Stewart Title, or Stewart Insurance. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
Whether you're a real estate broker, realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, everything matters when it comes to real estate. This is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Stewart Title's Bill Knapik and guests open the door to what really matters in owning, buying, and selling real estate. And now, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, brought to you by Stewart Insurance. Here to inform, entertain, and inspire, Bill Knapik.
Welcome to the show. It is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Knapik. So glad that you joined us here today for show number 591. We have super real estate professionals here once again, as always. We're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to learn about what's going on, what the latest is here in 2026. So let's get down to business right now as we welcome Amy Green. She is with Keller Williams Premier. Amy, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bill. How are you?
Well, it's great to see you, and thank you for being here with us. Keller Williams Premier. First of all, Amy, you've been in real estate a long time, so let's tell people a little bit about the company that you're working with and geographically where you're doing most of your work.
Well, I am with Keller Williams Premier. My office is out of Katy, so Westheimer Peak area. However, I do a lot of land, so I'm in there just for my residential, but I'm all over this really greater area of Houston, all the way Lufkin, all the way down to Galveston, west out. You know, I guess we were in Belleville just recently selling property and out in Waller.
And when you mention land, you know, one of the first things I thought of, even though I live here and study this, as far as land goes, someone might say, oh, is there still land? Because we are the fourth, soon to be the third largest city in the United States. But I bet people don't know there really are opportunities to buy land and even to buy homes with a lot of land.
There is. It's coming into kind of more of a trend right now. Of course, we saw it in COVID. A lot of people got out of the city, ran towards wherever there was green space. Then we saw them come back in. And now we're seeing a lot of people come back to say, okay, I want a residential. I want like a pod of people on some land, a kind of the compound kind of look where you've got adult children or your elderly parents, and they just kind of want to come back out. So we are looking for anything. Gosh, we have people from 1 to 2 acres all the way up to we just sold 160 acres out in Waller. So let the word go forth. There is still land, and you can reach out to Amy Green if you want some land and homes, right? And homes, yes. I do residential. I don't just do land, and I love combining the two of them for whatever purposes you guys have coming up.
And one of the things also, Amy, in your background, of course, you're here in Houston with Keller Williams 10 years or so, but also you've lived in a lot of places around the Houston area. Let's tell people about some of the places that you're like really familiar with.
So I grew up in Cypress. I guess 6th grade through 12th grade I was Cypress. Went to same Houston State, so I understand that area up there. My parents have been in Fulshire for about 25 years. I'm currently residing in Richmond for about 21 years. So I had a brief stint in Pearland for a little bit, so it's just all over.
Well, also, as far as, let's say, the west side of town, as you mentioned, Katy, Fulshire, and even as you go kind of north in that northwest area, give people an idea of the market right now. What's it like for buyers especially?
So buyers, it's good. We're about 4.5 months of inventory out there, so it's nice. We see them kind of peaking out. We had a little bit of a pause last year, but people are really coming back out in the spring, and they're really looking for stuff. So it's available. You have some choices right now on what you want to look at. And even further west, you head back out towards Sealy. We've got some land out there. We've got some houses, a little bit of acreage. So we just have a lot of that available.
What about the Katy area right now? People like Katy is and I live near Katy myself. I'm not in Katy, but Katy seems to have, especially as things have grown up, it becomes such a super location of all the great locations in Houston. But Katy really seems like a great place to live, to get anywhere. What's the market like there? And if someone is selling in Katy specifically, what's it like if they put their home up for sale in Katy?
We are looking at a little bit longer days on market right now in Katy. It's depending on exactly where your specific places. Cinco Ranch area, we're looking at about 60 days on market because things are a little bit slower. But it's been a huge boom in that area. Of course, you've got 99 corridor that'll take you everywhere from 59 all the way out to I-10 and then all the way up north. So you can get anywhere in that area. The schools are phenomenal in that area. But it's just a booming area to just be living and vibing in.
Well, in fact, as I discovered a new way to get to Sugar Land from the Katy area when I met you at a recent Ted Jones event.
Yes.
It was interesting. I've gone a lot of different ways to Sugar Land, but I was amazed how quick I got there from 99, Fry Road to 99, and I was there.
You were there.
It
yes.
was, and saw things that were being built. It's amazing what's going on just between those areas.
The expansion is unreal. We have huge subdivisions going up. There's actually another new section of subdivision going up across from like Long Meadow and Harvest Green and all of that that's out there. But it's really booming and growing. And the people out there, they're phenomenal. It's just a really great kind of community that you get to see out there. So, and choices of restaurants and food and
you're making me hungry
I
now.
know,
One of my
all
favorite
of the
subjects.
entertainment, all of the stuff that's out there, it's just phenomenal.
I know someone just recently talked about how Katy is now becoming more choices in restaurants and better restaurants at that. We're talking with Amy Green. She is with Keller Williams Premier. And then Amy, if you could think about going back those many years as you've been in real estate, at the very beginning when you said, hey, I want to be a realtor, what was it that struck you with your background and thoughts to say, hey, real estate's for me those 10 plus years ago?
Honestly, real estate was kind of something that I got to fall into. I took over a little bit of business from my late husband and was able to build a community around that and fell into it with the love of teaching. So I am not only a coach with the brokerage, I'm a trainer with the brokerage. I teach a lot of real estate classes within our brokerage, a lot of new agents, which I really love to do. So that's really pushed me forward because I'm very much into you need to understand where you're coming from, the clarity and the understanding of not only your contracts, but your land and your homes and surveys and all the vendors and putting all that together. So the channeling in probably my inner teacher, my inner communications is really what I love about real estate. The houses are pretty, but that's a bonus.
Ever-changing, too. The business has been ever-changing, no doubt about that. But as you've had the opportunity to have over 10 years of experience in real estate and the teaching aspects that are a part of you, and talking especially, like you mentioned, to new realtors, what would you say? Because there are people out there that watch the show. Some of the TV shows make real estate look easy, and it's totally not easy.
No.
But if someone were to ask you, hey, what are the qualities, or at least two qualities, of someone that would be a successful realtor? Or if your son came up to you or someone said, hey, Amy, I'm thinking about being a real estate professional. What do you think are the strong qualities that you must have to be successful?
You have to be genuine. You have to be who you are. You can create a business by being exactly what you want. So if you came from a teaching background or an engineering background or anything of that nature, bring that into real estate because it really allows you to feel your way through it. You get to be a people person. So you have to like to talk to people because it is a people business. It is a little bit more than pretty houses and opening doors. It is a lot of getting to know the person to really understand their values, their wants, their dreams, their desires, what they're going to do with the dirt that you're going to put them on, and to have that kind of communication. So new agents need to come in with the idea that it's work, and you deal with people's largest assets and their largest purchases. And so to have that kind of in your hands, you really have to be knowledgeable and want to really fulfill their dreams instead of yours. So you have to guide them.
It's always interesting, too, when someone goes to sell their home or buy what are the things that trigger a real estate transaction? And there's so many. So I think as a real estate professional, as you know, you have to be so many things because you're dealing with so many different types of people, different circumstances, of why they're selling, why they're buying, and thus in lies, at least for me, is why it's so fascinating to see all those things. A lot of details.
It is. About 95% of my business comes from referrals and repeat business. So people who have found me through friends, family, understanding what it is that I do, travel, and just being kind of part of life in general and meeting everybody you can. I do a lot of probate. I deal with a lot of kind of divorce, people who are really transforming their life, good or bad, one way or another. I seem to get those kind of people, and I attract that. And so it's like, where do we start? Where's your next adventure taking you? Where does that next phase of life take you?
And right now, Amy, are you helping more buyers or more sellers at this moment?
It's kind of all over the map. You see both. So usually if somebody's buying something, they're selling something. And so I see both sides of that transaction because they want to work with me on both sides of it. So they'll purchase something and sell something. I'm seeing a lot of buyers come out of the woodwork right now on what investment opportunities are out there. And people are selling to really downsize and take a little bit of what the market's going on and thinking they want to shrink it up a little.
Amy, let's tell people how they can reach you, Amy Green.
You can reach me. You can look me up as Amy Green, Texas Realtor. Google me, and you can also reach me at 832-474-4787, 832-474-4787.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Amy, thanks for being with us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
As we continue, let's talk to Jamie Fallon. Her new company, is Premier House Realty. Jamie, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Bill. I think it's like, our third time? I don't know. I think we're dating now at this point.
Yeah.
Are we dating?
And that's okay.
Maybe.
I mean, perhaps saying that, though, Jamie, let's tell people one of the timely things that just happened, and you came to the show here on short notice, so thank you for that.
My pleasure.
But also, one of the things, as we texted back and forth, it sounds like you're in something brand new that people need to know about.
Yeah, I finally bit the bullet after all these years and went ahead and opened my own brokerage, Premier House, Haus, the German spelling, just because I wanted to be fancy schmancy. I'm not German, but it just sounded nice, and it's scalable. So I started it in October of last year, 2025, year of the snake.
Is that what it is?
It's the year of the snake last year.
What's 2026?
The year of the horse. So
Okay.
you shed all the dead in the 2025, and by God, 2026, I am off to the races. We've already got 40 agents.
All right, so-
40 agents.
Well, let's
Yeah.
back up. Okay,
Yeah.
So you started the brokerage a few months ago, basically.
Yeah. Yes. 2 months ago.
And
to be
there's
exact.
40 agents already.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Give us a word. How does that have secret sauce? Can you just a quick word on that before we explore the other things?
I've been in the industry a long time, and so I've always invested homes, bought, sold for myself. I've built homes. I was always an investor, and so my network is wide. It's far and wide. And, here in Houston, if you're a real estate agent, broker, and you're in the top 1%, which I am, then you end up knowing everybody. It's the bell curve rule. 90% of the agents do, or 10% of the agents do 90% of the business. And so when I started working at the last brokerage, I had my regular team of 10 just to help me facilitate my own listings. I'll either have 10 to 20 listings of my own at a time. And so when I decided to leave, it was just to, build my team up and take some little time off, relax a little bit. Well, that
How's
that
that
didn't
relaxing
work.
part
Everybody
go?
was like, wait, where are you going? What are you doing? I said, I'm just going to have my own thing. And, we want to join. I'm like, well, I have a non-solicit, so I can't obviously recruit you, but we can have a discussion if that's what you want to do. And so I haven't recruited. I haven't had to. It's been gangbusters ever since. So we just had our grand opening Saturday, and it was awesome.
So, and with this new energy, it was something brand new with all your years of experience, how are you looking at this year of the, what is it? The
Year of the horse.
Wait, no,
Come on.
The year of the horse.
Year of the horse.
2026. Everybody's excited about a new year and so forth and all the things in real estate.
It changes.
What are you finding out, or what are some of the information that you have about 2026 and how's the team all jacked up about it?
Okay. I mean,
Here in Houston.
okay,
this big
let's
city.
the elephant in the room is AI. So my background was animal science. So when I hear AI, it's usually artificial insemination. But now it is
that's what I usually
artificial intelligence. So with the AI technology, man, you're laughing. So funny, right? So
Hilarious.
got the whole room going. But if you think about it, I was able to open a brokerage in 2 weeks with AI and not artificial insemination.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a plus.
So 2 weeks. I mean, we had everything up and running. His face is beet red. I think I've embarrassed him at this point.
Well, that's fascinating. So,
Yeah.
but there you are. Everybody's ready to go.
Yeah. And
To say the least, hit the ground running.
yes. And it's a little bit different now with brokerages. I think that there's some that are very antiquated. They're old school. They don't move with the times. And so we're very social media content driven. I mean, right now I'm filming this on my DJI Osmo so I can put it up for the world to see. But with AI, things are changing. We don't even see real people in the videos anymore. So what's going to happen to our profession? So that's important moving forward to vertically integrate your business. That's why you should have investment properties, be buying and selling, all those things. I just think it's super important to have multiple facets of income in this industry.
No doubt about it. So, as far as your expertise and the niche that you and the team are in, are you doing more residential? Are you doing some commercial?
Yeah,
things like
so
that. Give us a feel
I would
for
say
that.
the majority is residential, but all of us have builders in our pocket. So I've got a builder that I work with. His name is Luis Boyer. He owns a company called 3 Point Group. And we have essentially started taking over the duplex market. So what my claim to fame is I like to take people just like myself who don't have a whole lot of real estate knowledge, especially people that need to offset their W-2 income. I mean, how many people do you know they make over $100,000 to $150,000 a year, and the government takes what, 30% of that, 35%, and then you get the higher tax brackets. And so if you invest in real estate, you can offset that income with depreciation. And so that's how I teach my agents to teach their clients to always be in their back pocket. And when stuff starts, last year, it was a horrible market. Worst market we've seen since, 2008, since the crash. And so I was telling people, reach out to your investors. Blood's in the water. People need to sell their homes. So I had all my investors go out and make offers on properties. We put out 15 offers on land properties yesterday. 10 of them came back clean. So we're buying 10 pieces of property right now just to build on. So just like that.
Well, of course, that just embellishes the fact that there's always opportunity.
Always.
When things go up.
Always.
It's like an
It's
investment.
cyclical.
It goes up, it goes down.
Yeah.
Somewhere for someone, there's always an opportunity.
Absolutely.
And give us a word, Jamie, on the investors.
Yeah.
Now, it sounds like you're connected with a bunch of investors and things. It sounds like they're ready to pounce.
Oh, they are pouncing.
They're pouncing.
I'm sure
right now.
Amy can probably give you examples. I mean, if you're a listing agent, which I'm primarily a listing agent, what I'm seeing is inventory is still rather high. So if you don't have a product that's either updated or is staged well, she was talking about staging. If you don't have those things, and if the house needs a lot of remodel work, people are just walking right by. If you have bad pictures, people walk right past the listing. They don't click on it. And so it's even more important now with a saturated market of real estate agents, a saturated market of listings, to be on top of your game. And if you're not, you're getting rolled over.
And what about the fact that interest rates are down a little bit?
Yeah,
A lot.
I'm seeing
Depends
people
how you
start to
look
come out. Yeah.
So they're coming out. They say springtime's the market gets
Right.
I heard one guy tell me, "Oh well, I would give someone. This is a company that buys houses. He said I'd give someone X amount of dollars for this house now, but in the springtime we'd probably give you more." So
Right.
really, is that really a reality that springtime or
I think with the current market situation, it's more now in the last few years I've seen, and what I have seen is people are following the interest rates. So they don't care when it happens now. The second they drop, then they pounce. So I saw an uptick in December. January had a, not great month. I only did about $1 million in volume during January, but that's more than most agents are doing, if that makes sense. So I have a feeling that it's investor driven. Most of my sales were all investor driven. So they're coming out and they're making low ball offers. I mean, those Tesla houses that I had, someone made an offer of $380 on them. Of course, I laughed.
They were like at 5 something.
Yeah, they're at 5. And so they're trying to see if people are desperate. So don't be desperate.
So the person that offered $380, did they come up or they just walked away?
Walk.
Okay.
They came up
That's
to
too
4. We stayed at 450. That's it. Yeah. So, I mean, you have to create value for the houses that you have, So that's the other thing. Duplexes. Buy the whole duplex as a brand new homeowner. If you've never bought a house, this is the way to do it. Buy the duplex, live in one side, rent the other side out. The other side offsets your mortgage and your taxes and your insurance. The end. Then you do it again in 3 years.
Okay, so other than investors, when we're talking about a residential deal for a buyer, a family, or a person, how often are you seeing people paying cash right now?
I'm seeing a lot of cash because cash is always king in real estate markets. When the interest rates are down, people come out a little bit more. But, it's not like COVID cash. COVID was a whole other ballgame. People did ribbon loans and things like that. But now I'm seeing more cash just for these investment properties. People have to get rid of their money. 1031 exchanges are huge right now at the beginning and the end of the year for investors.
So, Jamie, there's another elephant in the room. So you
Is
are
it John? Where's John? Where's
you
John?
are Jamie Fallon.
Yes.
Yeah, how often do people
daily, every day?
I mean, Jimmy
Every
Fallon,
day.
the comedian, but
Every day.
Every day.
I don't have his money, but if he's handing out money to the Fallons in the world, then
just because he should
buy a
do
house
some real
with me.
estate investing with you.
Absolutely.
So in case he hears this show by some odd thing or his people
we'll
do,
tag him.
I bet he'd probably do it just for the fun of it and then talk about it on the show.
That would be amazing.
We're putting something
Jimmy,
together.
I'm putting something out for you right now. This is your call to action. Jimmy and Jamie need to go on the road.
There you go. You
That's
could be
it.
sitting. You could go right from this little show here that only tens of thousands people, but you could be right to New York.
Yeah.
Look at that. We're putting something together, and then maybe
I think so.
I could come along for the ride.
Absolutely.
There you go.
You're my right hand.
Sounds good to me. Well, Jamie, let's tell people how they can reach you, Jamie Fallon.
Yes, sir. 281-763-9825. 281-763-9825 or jamiefallon.com. Simple.
Premier House Realty.
Yes, sir.
Jamie, thanks for being with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, let's talk to a real estate journalist. He is Ralph Bivens. He has a report that comes out every week. It's called Realty News Report. Now, if you're like me and you get the report, one of the things you're going to say is, where does Ralph get all this information? How is he in touch with all the projects, residential, commercial here in Houston, Texas, and even beyond? In addition, Ralph has a podcast called The Ralph Bivens Project. So, Ralph, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Bill. How you doing?
Doing great, and it's been a while. I think you were on might have been on the first 100 show or 150 shows, and here we are at 591.
591, wow.
But in the meantime, I'm going to address people that know about what you're doing or have read one of your reports. And my first question is, how do you know all this, Ralph? You know so much about what's going on in the city next week, next year. How do you know this stuff?
I know a lot of people, and when they want to talk about something important, they shoot me an email, So, but I'm out and about a lot, and know a lot of people. I know a lot of history, Been in this market for in the Houston market for
How long have you been in Houston?
Yeah, a long time, yeah. Decades. Yeah.
So, and then when you put your report together, like right now, you have we got downtown skyscraper sells for $66 million. Center Point spent $46 million on vegetation management. Some of these kind of things. How do you put this report together? Because each and every week there's a lot of content.
I just try to think of something we need to talk about. With this time, this week came out today, about saving our trees. We just, there's too much. If you live in the suburbs, if you live outside Beltway 8, of course, all those communities, all the new communities, they bury their power lines. if you get closer to 610 or live inside 610, we got wires all over the place. And people worry about those electric lines because you get ice, you get trees, limbs with ice. They can fall and break. It's happened. Or say a hurricane comes through, wham. A lot of people deal without that. So what do? The only solution they've got is let's go in advance and cut down a bunch of trees, or let's get these butchers with chainsaws and make big V cuts to protect the electric wires so the trees don't hurt the wires. So we live 365 a year, 365 days a year with these trees that have been uglified by, Centerpoint Energy and the people they hire to cut the trees. It doesn't have to be that way. They can be buried. It's buried right here uptown, the uptown district near the Galleria. That's buried.
Well, that actually makes sense. And isn't the woodlands they bury them?
They're clean. They got a beautiful view. They don't have trees that are chopped up. They got the woods. They protected the woods, and they've got higher values because of it.
And as I was telling Amy before the show, going back to 1,000,000 years ago, which was 1978-ish, a suburb of Washington, D.C., known as Reston, Virginia, back then, all their utilities were buried, and it made for, again, way back then, it made for a very nice community. As far as the things that are happening right now, Ralph, in terms of residential real estate, what are some of the things that are affecting residential real estate in your studies, and what kind of things are happening?
Well, I think one thing people aren't thinking about enough is, the baby boom, post-war, the generation 1946 to 1964, tons of people were born then. The oldest one just turned 80 a few weeks ago. They're getting older. Are they going to want to have 5-bedroom, 5,000 square foot houses? No. They can afford it if they want to, but they don't want to live like that. They want to they have a place where maybe their grandkids come or whatever, and some space, but you don't want to. You don't need it. You don't want it. You want to go. It's your time to travel in your life. You lock it up, leave it, and that this is something that's kind of happened just recently on Bissonnette Street, just a couple of blocks from the Museum of Fine Arts. 20-story residential project was just completed, luxury all the way, and it's rental. The cheapest rental units in there, 2-bedroom, $9,100 a month. Average rent in this building, $13,000 a month rent for an apartment, $20,000 a month for the penthouse. It's by Streetlights Residential. It's on the side of the former where they tried to build Ashby high-rise, if you remember that controversial project where we tried to make up for not having zoning. But anyway, but those rents are phenomenal. There's nothing like the average rent.
Are they getting that rent?
They've just opened. They've hired Martha Turner, Sotheby's. It's lucrative enough that they're taking it on as a rental to rent these units. So it's never happened before. But the developers, Streetlights Residential, they also are in Dallas. They've just opened one with these high scale projects, rental projects, but I think that's kind of addressing this. Hey, the maturation of the generation, and that's where we're going.
Well, I think as you're saying, as people get older, they want to downsize and still want to have a nice style of living, but not manage all the stuff that comes with a 3,000 plus square foot home.
Yeah, and why not? It's there. They're not hurting for money. They've got money. But it's not a question of money. But it's that the builders keep addressing it in the same way. We have they think of new projects, new areas. The rental is interesting. It doesn't have to be. If you noticed, our report today talked about a downtown high-rise, 1 million square feet, sold for $60 million, and across the street from it is a project called, kind of a twin project. It's part of the original, what they call the Cullen Center, the family of Roy Cullen, the U of H benefactor. Okay, so you got the building sold for $66 million, but the building across the street sold about 3 years ago to Eddie DeBartolo, the former owner of the San Francisco 49ers, you know. What did he do? What did DeBartolo do? He took that high-rise, made it to 374 rental units. It's making, that's what needs to happen. We've got all these buildings downtown. Vacancy's not that great, especially the older, but the newer buildings, hey, that's where companies want to move into. But they don't want to move into the older 70s construction, 80s construction. We got those shells there. We need to figure out a way to make downtown more vibrant, more alive, and get people that can live. They don't have to drive from the suburbs. They can live downtown, work downtown, and we got the structures already there.
Well, Ralph, I saw a YouTube video. I don't know where it was from, but they talked about at least 4 or 5 things that are big money projects, renewing the George Brown Center, and there was like 5 other projects, and it seemed like they were all downtown things where they're spending a lot of money on downtown. So my question, in your perspective, why, and is that true?
Well, it is. They're taking Main Street right now and closing the 7 blocks in the northernmost part of Main Street there towards the University of Houston downtown. Those are going to be no cars. The light rail will run down the middle, but we'll have these wide, broad, call it plaza, like, you know, that you can walk along. And it's going to really be appealing to the people coming to the soccer, the World Cup soccer, restaurants. They're giving them away grants. They gave a grant. It's underway. The construction now. The oldest building in Houston, one of the oldest, built in 1893, but it's the first one to have an electric elevator. You know, that building's being fixed up. They have restaurants on the ground floor all along Main Street. Can be revived. That's one good thing that's happening. And the George R. Brown's getting bigger, so we can get bigger conventions. But you got a lot of taxable value in these buildings, billions and billions of dollars of value that the city needs to be able to tax to pay for schools and things like that.
We're talking with Ralph Bivens. His report is Realty News Report and host of the Ralph Bivens Project podcast. Ralph, let's tell people your information is so valuable. If they want to get the email that I get, the report, let's tell them what they need to do so they can get on your list. That's a pretty big list that you have where people are reading this.
Yeah. Okay, just go to realtynewsreport.com, and it's a website. We carry updates daily on deals and news and, you know, sales. Realtynewsreport.com. You can get daily news there. You can click on, hey, let's subscribe for free.
That's how you get the email?
Yeah, you can subscribe for free to the email and get it delivered to your mailbox every Monday.
Or you can also do what I did, just put in Ralph Bivens in Google. Yeah. A lot of stuff comes up. I did that before the show, Ralph. Ralph Bivens, realtynewsreport.com. Ralph, if someone has a hot tip, they know about a project, and they want to give you a call and say, hey, I want you to do the breaking news, how do they reach you?
Well, if it's really breaking news, you know, just send me an email. Send me an email. realtynewsreport@aol.com is my private email. Send it there. If you have a tip or an item, realtynewsreport@aol.com. That's pretty good.
Sounds good. Ralph, thanks for being with us. realtynewsreport.com.
Thank you, Bill.
In today's litigious society, it is imperative to have the proper insurance to offset the many risks facing your business, especially if you're a real estate broker. Your errors and omissions and cyber liability insurance can help limit the threat of these risks if you know what to look for. Not sure if your insurance addresses the risks facing your business? Contact Stewart Insurance to be confident your brokerage can withstand these risks. Stewart Insurance, 866-798-2827. StewartInsurance.com. That's StewartInsurance.com or call 866-798-2827.
Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title would not be possible without our partner, Stewart Insurance. With a focus in real estate and a special focus on real estate brokers, Stewart Insurance creates insurance plans to address the risks facing our industry today. They invest a significant amount of time helping real estate broker owners offset and manage their risks. Here he is with Stewart Insurance, on this chilly day. John Bramlett with Stewart Insurance.
Always a pleasure, Bill.
Here we are, the show that almost didn't happen, John.
But it did.
But it did.
And thanks to our guests for being here.
And we're very grateful for that. And it's just awesome. You just never know what kind of information you're going to get here when you tune into the show.
It's been a great show, so we've been fortunate to be able to host it today.
That's right. Well, John, people love insurance as much as they love real estate. What do you have for us today?
Well, everybody that's listening, at least within the Texas state of Texas, we've all just recently gone through a pretty severe winter storm.
Yeah.
Where we had, here in the greater Houston area, really cold temperatures and a little bit of rain. As you went farther north and west, we had some snow as well. So, unfortunately, there is a chance that some folks might have had some damage to their home or to their car. And what I wanted to talk to you about today was just some things to keep in mind if you do have to file a claim, or if you're thinking about filing a claim, whether it be for damages to your home through your home insurance policy, or through your auto policy if there was some, you had an accident in your car. Just some things to keep in mind if they do have to file a claim. And the first and foremost, and I think the most important, and we talk about this a lot with our clients, is if they're thinking about filing a claim, contact their advisor first. So have a conversation with your insurance advisor first, just so that you can kind of, in a sense, build a strategy around filing that claim. So, does the claim make sense? Do you have even coverage for what you're filing a claim for? Being able to understand that. What is my deductible? Is that going to affect whether the claim is accepted or not? So being sure that we understand that. And then, ask, would this claim potentially affect my premium in the future, or potentially my insurability in the future? Because what we want to do is make sure that there aren't any surprises, that the process, if we do decide to file a claim, or you do decide to file a claim, that the process is as smooth as possible. How you file the claim can often be helpful. So your advisor can help you with the proper language and how to file it, how to talk about it with the insurance company. And then that advisor, if necessary, can be an advocate on your behalf. So the first step that we recommend is that you spend some time with your advisor prior to filing the claim. If you decide to file the claim, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. First thing you can do is document everything. So photos and videos. Make sure that you get as much documentation as you can, so that can truly give the insurance company an idea of what they're dealing with, and it can help the adjuster as he or she comes out to make the final evaluation. I would keep any damaged items that are there until the adjuster tells you otherwise. That way there's no concern about, well, where was this, or do you have that? Keep everything you can, and just let's wait and see what happens. If necessary, make some temporary repairs just to protect yourself. So protect the pipes, protect your roof, protect
Turn the
windows.
water off if it's leaking.
Turn the water
right?
off, yeah. If there's any costs that go with that, save those receipts, because you might be able to include that as part of the claim. And then there's just some things that you need to know. And you can find this out by reviewing your policy, or, again, when you're speaking with your advisor at the beginning of this process. So what is my deductible? So understanding that, especially if you've got wind and hail coverage, understanding what those deductibles are. Do I have water damage coverage at all? Not all home insurance policies have water damage coverage, or they don't have the 4 that are available. So understanding what I do have and at what limits are critical. Do you have loss of use? So the ability, if you had to move out of your home, is it going to help offset some of that temporary housing cost?
So where am I going to stay? Right?
Yeah. So do you have loss of use coverage? And if so, at what level? So you can understand that. And then, is it replacement cost versus actual cash value? Are they going to replace it at today's market value without depreciation, or are they going to depreciate the property or the structure prior to paying on the claim? So understanding that is critical. And then from an auto perspective, do I have collision? Do I have comprehensive? And then at what levels? So again, the critical issue is understanding what you do and don't have. So that's why we always recommend that you have a conversation with your advisor prior to filing the claim, so that we know, does it make sense? Can you file the claim? And if so, what's the best way to do so? And then from that, let's make sure we're documenting everything. So we've got videos, we've got photographs of the damages so that it makes it easy for the insurance company to realize that, hey, a claim needs to be paid. And then if you have to do some things temporarily to protect yourself in your home, whether it be, repairing temporary repairs on the windows or the roof or the pipes, you go ahead and do that.
That's all good stuff, John. In fact, on a similar note, about a month or so ago, I thought, man, it's been a long time since I videotaped. That's an old term. Why am I even saying? Before I took a video of my belongings in the house, and I got so many cameras. First, I was thinking, which camera should I use? But anyway, outside of that, so I just did a quick run through around the home and took a video of the belongings, just in case something happened, especially if a fire were to take place. I would be able to say, oh, I had that, and that sort of thing. Well, it's a good idea to do that.
It is, and what it does is beyond just, it's nice to be able to show that, but then it gives them the adjuster of before and after.
There you go.
So this is what we did. This is what it looked like before, whether it be, like you said, from a fire or water damage or theft, and this is what it looked like after, so that there's a way that you can minimize the he said, she said. And that you can, again, provide as much information as possible to make it easier for the insurance company and the adjuster to do their jobs.
That sounds good, John. What else should we know?
Well, if you would like to have an advisor that could help you with that, and not only could, but is willing to help you with that, then I suggest you take some time and visit with our advisors at Stewart Insurance. We've got a great team on the personal line side that works with families and individuals every day on their home and wind and auto, flood. If you've got need an umbrella policy, they can help with that. Your toys, they can help with the coverage of that. But the thing that's beautiful about our team is that they're willing to take the time, and they want to take the time to make sure you understand the coverage you have and to build the coverage that makes the most sense for you and your family at this point in your life. But they're also that same team that if you were thinking about a claim, they're gonna make the time to have that conversation with you, so that if we decide that a claim does make sense, that they'll walk you through that process.
John, that sounds like good information and timely as usual.
Well, and unfortunately, we had to go through this challenging weather, and hopefully, folks did all right. But But if there's still going to be some folks that had some challenges, and those that did, I just wanted to be able to share some thoughts that might help that recovery process be a little smoother.
Well, I have to say this because I was thinking about it, and even with a text you and I went back. Yes, it's cold. Yes, we got to be prepared. But I will say, as I watched the news, I thought the world was going to end. I mean, they kind of I guess that's the word, sensationalize to get ratings. But I think they overdid it, John. I'm just saying. I had to tell somebody. Well, I feel better now. Thanks for listening.
I appreciate that,
and a little much.
I'll be sure and relay your comments to all the news directors of the stations in town that I'm friends with. So I'll be sure and share that with them.
I appreciate it. Thank you, John. Let's tell people how they can reach out to you.
To reach out to us at Stewart Insurance, you can give us a call at 866-798-2827. That's 866-798-2827. You can learn more about us at going to stewartinsurance.com, or you can email us at stewartinsurance@stewart.com.
John, I understand there's a Texas A&M hotline.
There is. That we give preferential treatment for former students or those that support former students, and it's 866-798-2827.
John, thanks for being with us.
Always a pleasure, Bill.
Well, as we wind down the show, it's now time to talk to Amy Green again.
Hello.
With Keller Williams Premier. Amy, welcome back.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Here we are. Did you have fun? That was the most important.
I did have fun. I really enjoy this. I love the camaraderie in here.
And in fact, it's always interesting. But let's tell people, what else should they know about what you're doing in case someone's out there, they need help buying or selling a home? They can reach out to you, right?
Absolutely. Buy or sell, invest, whatever it is that you guys are looking for. I love to sit down with them. I'm very passionate about our military, so I am part of KW Military. I am also part of KW Land. So if any of those, intrigue you guys, let me know. Give me a call. Please call, text, email. Amy Green at kw.com is my email, but call me.
What is KW Military? That's the first I've heard of it as many times as we've had a Keller Williams person on. Give us a quick word.
I'm passionate about our veterans, so we work with a lot of our VAs. So I have a whole group of lenders that specialize just specifically in KW military.
So that way it's easier to service them in that way.
Correct.
Sounds good. Amy, let's tell people how they can reach you.
Okay. Text me. Call me, 832-474-4787. Again, 832-474-4787. Or email me at amygreen@kw.com.
And that's a great name, Amy Green. Easy to remember.
Easy to remember, absolutely.
It's a color.
It is a color.
Like green trails.
Just like green trails.
Like Greenland.
Like green. Oh, yes, let's get there.
The phone number again, Amy, is
832-474-4787. And it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for making it, and we're glad to have you. And she's back, Jamie Fallon, Premier House Realty. Jamie, welcome back.
I'm back, baby.
What else should we know?
I mean, other than anything dealing with artificial insemination, I would
there's that.
like to. Am I allowed to plug my new brokerage, Premier
Of course,
House?
of
The
course.
house.
The house.
The house.
The Premier House.
Yeah. So I guess my call to action is if you're an agent and you are stuck. A lot of agents get to that 2-3 million volume and they get stuck. And you're stuck and you need that extra push. I'm a great drill sergeant. I can get you in shape real quick in terms of real estate and knowing all things about investing, anything that you need. And I've got a great team, mentors that
great.
Mentors, so huge,
Yeah,
so great.
I know you.
So great.
I've been trying to work on my impression, but go ahead. Yeah, so great.
So great.
So you
So
won't
huge,
believe it. Yeah.
Huge. You won't
Huge.
believe it.
Yeah.
Huge. Yeah. So, yeah, look me up. JamieFallon.com, PremierHouseRealty.com, 281-763-9825.
Sounds good. The phone number again is
281-763-9825.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, sir.
And once again, Ralph is going to tell us the website of Realty News Report as we finalize the show right here. Ralph, one more word, Realty News Report. They should subscribe, and they could do so by
RealtyNewsReport.com has it all.
right there.
That's right.
And all week long, you're looking for stories, you're pasting, putting them together. And
I got one more I want to mention in about 3 seconds.
go.
HAR, the founder or the president that's been the president for so long, Bob Hale. These are his last few days to be at HAR, which is
Right.
one of the biggest.
And we wish him
in
the best,
world.
by the way. We
That's
had
right.
we had his successor on the show a few weeks ago. You may.
Renee Galvan.
Yes.
Renee will be taking over in just a few days. So, but they really have a high recognition level around the nation, and they've done a great job. For the first Realty Association to get listings online. That was groundbreaking.
We're fortunate to have him right here in the big city. Ralph, once again, RealtyNewsReport.com, right?
That's right.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Bill.
And thank you all for listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I am your host, Bill Knapik, together with John Bramlett. All of us at Stewart Title, Stewart Insurance, including Mike Snyder, doing tremendous work leading the sales team, and Chance right there in Katy, Texas, who knows all the agents. So we're glad that you're with us. On behalf of all of us, John Bramlett and I, we appreciate you listening. Simply go to stewart.com/radio. You can see the show. That's right. There are special effects that are going on here, so you can see the YouTube video right at stewart.com/radio, or simply go to Radio Bill. That's the YouTube channel. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
In today's litigious society, it is imperative to have the proper insurance to offset the many risks facing your business, especially if you're a real estate broker. Your errors and omissions and cyber liability insurance can help limit the threat of these risks if you know what to look for. Not sure if your insurance addresses the risks facing your business? Contact Stewart Insurance to be confident your brokerage can withstand these risks. Stewart Insurance, 866-798-2827, stewartinsurance.com. That's stewartinsurance.com, or call 866-798-2827.
Real estate matters every Sunday at 5 on AM 950. Feel that real estate vibe. Streaming nationwide on the iHeart app. Join the conversation. It's a real estate map. hot in the market, what's moving fast. Bill Knapik leads the way, never comes in last. We'll talk about homes and the best-selling rates, real estate stories that truly relate. With experts gathered round, it's a show like no other. We'll lift your spirits, it's like talking to your brother. So grab a cup of coffee, don't fall behind. Real estate matters, it's your son.